And we are live.
What's going on, everybody? It's a beautiful Friday, last Friday of the month of April. Can you believe it's already about to be May? On Monday, it's going to be May 1st.
Yeah, this year is just
Sheesh.
absolutely flying by.
Insane, man. My birthday's in June, so it's almost my birthday. I'm going to be halfway. I'm going to be old enough where I have one foot on the grave, one foot in a banana peel, about to fucking fall in.
Hey, man, you're still young enough. You're still under 40, so you got this.
Yeah. I don't want to reveal my age uh, for all the meatheads that watch this stuff, just in case they
Yeah,
try to guess, make him guess a guessing game. I'm older than 21 and younger than 40, so figure it out. You know.
yeah, I'm somewhere in there too. So, yeah, if they figure it out, they figure it out. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah. Um, so we have an interesting topic today, and it's something that is incredibly necessary. I mean, I can't tell you the amount of people that don't realize the power of what we're about to talk about, and that's having a mentor, but not only having a mentor, having a good mentor, right? Because you can have bad mentors and you can have good mentors, right? And having the skill and the knowledge to be able to distinguish between the two, it's going to save you a lot of time in your business life, in your investing life, whatever it is, because time is not something that we don't get more of. And having the right mentor, I'm telling you from experience, I have many mentors still this day. I have mentors that I can pick up a phone call and just ask them a question and they'll tell me like that. I don't have to, like, they would, like, a normal person would have to pay like thousands of dollars. I'm talking about like lawyers, CPAs, other business investors, business coaches. Like, these are my personal friends and mentors, right? I could just call them and they'll save me $10,000 and, more importantly, 6 months of time of me trying to figure out by myself. I mean, I'm sure it's like that too in the military, right, Cody, and also in government contracting. It has to be, some of those positions. I'd imagine, you'd be able to really take advantage of a really good mentor, right?
So I have had a few good mentors in my time. I actually work with one right now that I consider my mentor. Actually led me to start to learn about the whole real estate thing and get ready to get into real estate myself, because we work together in GovCon and we've done this for a couple of years now. So, I mean, we've talked a ton about how to make extra passive income that way. So it's just it's having the right mentor leads you to more gains for sure. In the military, I had I would say I could probably count them on two hands though, because there's good officers and good warrant officers out there, and also good NCOs, but most of them are pretty average. So you'd say probably a good like two hands of very, very good mentors, and you keep in contact with these guys for sure, because they can definitely help like fast lane everything that you're doing. So it's always good to have a mentor on speed dial.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I mean, in the martial arts world, it's the same way. A good coach is the same as a good mentor. It's basically the same thing, right? A coach, mentor, instructor, whatever. They're basically almost the same word, same meaning, right? Um, when I was a Muay Thai coach for a very long time, very successful at it. Had a fight team with a 94+% win ratio. And what separated myself from a lot of the coaches was being able to communicate with the different levels of individuals that I was trying to help mentor and coach, right? Because I can't talk to the young 10-year-old girl that's about to enter her first, sparring match, smoker match with another gym. I can't talk to her the same that I'm talking to a 6'2", 215-pound monster that, is ready to run through a wall. When I tell him, you know what I mean? I can't talk to them the same, even though the technique's the same, the footwork's the same, the punches are the same, the kicks are the same, the tone, the way I speak to them, when I use my language, my tonality, the words I say, even though we're talking about the same thing, they have to be delivered in a certain way. And I think that's what's important about having a really good mentor is, a mentor needs to be able to like decipher your personality type and your skill set and be able to best utilize the instruction he's going to give you, so that when he gives you the instruction, you're able to absorb it, but more importantly, you're able to apply it. You know what I mean? So, I mean, maybe speak on an experience maybe that you've had, Cody, in the past, because I know in the military, you know, sometimes folks in the military, and I know because I have a lot of folks that are friends and family in the military, they're a lot like martial artists, where some of them are just like trying to run straight. They get their orders and they're trying to run through that brick wall. When if they had a right mentor, you know, they'd realize that there was a door that they could have just walked through, and it would have been a lot easier, right?
So I think the two best mentors I ever had, still talk to them on occasion. One of them actually taught me the importance of making a mistake, learning from the mistake, and then driving forward after you've learned the lesson. But then the most important thing is teaching your junior soldiers that same mistake that you did and how to overcome it so that they don't make the same mistake. That was one of my most important mentors I ever had in the military, because they didn't let you fail, but they let you make the mistake so that you could at least learn from it. And that's one of the huge things that a mentor can do from you. They'll teach you the lessons, and then they'll teach you how to overcome them. And that's a huge thing that saved me a lot of time in the military. I know when I was coming up and trying to be the best officer I could, like, it saved me a ton of time in leadership learning to actually be able to present this information to my junior soldiers, as well as my fellow officers and some of the warrant officers that I worked with. And then the second mentor that I had very much was just, hey, this is how I messed up. He'd basically share all of his mistakes before they even happened, so that you wouldn't even have to make the same mistakes he did. So those are the two different types of like leadership models, as well as mentorship models, that I went through. And I took a lot of lessons from both of them, because when I work in GovCon, I know I'll let people make a simple mistake, something that's not going to like create a conflict of interest on the contract, just so that they can learn from that mistake and then be able to pass down the examples for any of the future employees that come onto that contract. Because then it's like, oh, hey, well, I did this once, but this is how you overcome it, so that you don't have to keep teaching every single new person that comes in. You create an entire network of teachers. And that's what a good mentor can do for you, is they can bring extra people in to create additional, like, basically other mentors that just refer back to that main mentor. So that's one of the major lessons I ended up learning from the military, as well as government contracting.
Yeah, I mean, you know, having a good mentor, that's part of it, right? A part of having a good mentor is that they're going to teach you rough lessons along the road. That way, when if and something happens to them, like let's say they're an older person, right? They're 50s and their 60s, late 60s, and you're 30 or 25, just starting out. They're going to teach you some of the hard things that maybe, like, for example, okay, you try to get something under contract, under wholesale, right? And you go about it the wrong way, and you know you approach them and you ask, you know, too many intrusive questions, or you don't build the rapport first, and you build the trust first. You don't do those things in order to get the best price, to find out their pain points, blah blah blah, and you do it too excitedly because you learn the skill of wholesaling, and you know you jump the gun. You don't like learn how to properly communicate. Well, that's something that the mentor should let you, because learn that lesson, because it's not something that's, you know, a grave mistake that you're going to make, right? But it's going to teach you, hey, I should have done the proper thing, which is like, I should have built rapport first. I should have asked them their pain points. I should have found out why they're selling their house, you know, what's going on. There's additional information that I'm not revealing, and I'm not revealing it because I'm too excited to try to get this house and try to make it a check for $5,000. So a good mentor will also not only teach you all the positives, but he'll give you like challenging and little mountains to climb and stuff like that. Because if something ever happens to that mentor and he's gone, you learn the lessons and you'll see patterns of business transactions or doing deals or raising money or whatever that are all common. They happen all the time. As a matter of fact, one of the other episodes, I was talking with one of our students and our affiliate. Her name was Beth, right? And Beth was looking at a sixplex. I broke it down in a previous live. Okay, She was looking at a sixplex in, I believe it was in Michigan. So I told her, this is what's going to happen. There's a realtor that's listing this property. If you go talk with the realtor, they're going to shoot down seller finance. They're going to shoot down creative finance. They're going to shoot down because they're not trained and they're not taught to think like an investor. They're trained and then taught to think like a used car salesman. That's all they are, is used car salesmen with a little bit extra steps to take a test, to get a license that says that they're a real estate agent. That's all they did. It's not difficult. Anybody can do it. You know, if you could fog a glass, you get a real estate license. It's not a big deal, right? So I told her what was going to happen. She texted me yesterday. She said, everything that you said was going to happen when I talked to the realtor happened exactly the way you said it. I told her, I know. That's why I told you don't talk to the realtor, because I knew that was going to happen. So now, you know, she learned a lesson the hard way. I told her not to do it. She did it, but she learned the lesson. That's the important thing, is that she learned the lesson. The important thing is that she learned the lesson. She digested it, and then she said, you know, what this experienced investor, myself, the coach and her mentor, even though maybe I might not buy this property now, because now this realtor has her ears up, right? And now it's raised these flags that shouldn't have been there because I told her not to. But anyway, now that they're there, that's a lesson that she has to learn. It's not a detrimental lesson, right? She's not going to so she's not going to like lose an arm or whatever, but now she might potentially lose that transaction. She might not be able to make that deal because the realtor is going to get in the way, but at least, you know, she's going through that hurdle. So then that way, the next time she finds a deal, she's going to remember, it's going to be ingrained in her head. Hey, Ernesto, my mentor, told me don't do X, Y, and Z. I did X, Y, and Z. And the bad things that he said were going to happen exactly happened the way he said it. So now that I have this other deal, let me not make those same mistakes, right? So it's gonna you know, be something that she remembers for the rest of her life. So, and sometimes, you know, most of the time that it takes something like that to happen, you know, when you're an adult, when you're a parent, right, and you have a small child, you tell them, hey, you know, don't touch that stove, or don't touch the dog while they're eating, or whatever. And they do it, and they get bit, or they burn their hand. You know, it's just, they're going to remember, hey, don't do that, because bad things are going to happen. So it's the same thing. I mean, you know, you would think that humans are much more advanced than kids, but most of the time we're just bigger, older kids. Most people, you know. So that's what I've experienced.
Yeah, exactly, man. I mean, a lot of the stuff that a lot of people learn, they have to learn through repetition. They have to learn the hard way, but a mentor definitely can shortcut the majority of that stuff. And I know one group, for instance, that they could definitely join, that we have a couple of good mentors in there that would be able to help them pretty good. And as you can see on the slide, that Calendly link below, go ahead and go down into the description for the video. If you get on a call with Ernesto or myself, we can get you into the Telegram group so that you can start learning from some of the folks that are over there chatting about real estate already. They're chatting about deals in the Telegram group, and that's the free one. And then also on the call, you can apply to get into the actual mentorship with Ernesto or myself, talking GovCon. Obviously, Ernesto is the real estate business buying genius. You'll be able to talk to him directly and get direct mentorship, shortcut your timeline, and be able to make extra money fast. I mean, it's just, these lessons, they're invaluable. You're getting the experience that Ernesto has developed over almost more than a decade, like he said in the last conversation that we had just yesterday. You're getting all this information for almost nothing. Like I would say, our last Saturday live chat, you ended up saving a guy almost $50,000 from mistakes he would have made. So the value is there.
Yeah, $80,000. He actually thanked me. He texted me, said, "Oh, thank you, man, for breaking it down." He watched the breakdown, and I told him, I said, "Hey, look at this renovation. The numbers don't line up," and I showed. The name of it was a Saturday. It was a Saturday show that we had the two other ladies on, Natalie and Beth, and we were breaking down a property out in Little Arkansas, and I think it was Little Rock, Arkansas, one of those towns over there. And we just ran the numbers, and the way I justified my numbers is I showed it on the breakdown, how I pulled up the comps, how I ran the numbers to get my estimation of what the value is. The numbers didn't line up, so I showed him how to do it, and now he knows how to do that skill forever.
And those are the things that mentorship can save you guys a ton of time and a ton of money and a ton of stress. Because I know I've definitely had my bit of stress, time, and money taken away from me because I just didn't invest in a mentor. So I'm telling you guys, get in that Calendly link below, schedule a call. Let's get you in the group. Let's get you learning lessons so that you can start to improve your life. And for any of my vets out there, definitely important for you guys because there's a ton of advantages that you can get in on and actually save a ton of money and start making more passive income literally in the next year. Like it'd take no time. So definitely join the group. Hopefully you guys will learn the lesson of getting a mentor early and not wasting all that money. And this is pretty much a pretty good live stream, I think, Ernesto, unless you got anything else to add.
No, like I said, get a mentor, get mentored, listen to people that have been there and done it, because they're going to save you. The most important thing is that they're going to save you time. That's the most important thing. You can mess things up, you could do a bad deal, you could fail, you can get rejected, people say no. Who cares? But as long as you're saving time, right? Like I've deal hunted for, there's like the amount of no's that you get versus the amount of yeses is not even like close. Like there's more deals I haven't done than have done, but the ones that I have done have been more than most people will ever do in their life. Like just in 1 year, I bought two companies over $4 million valuation. In 1 year, I bought 1.7 $2.7 worth of real estate. So that was just in 1 year, and that was not even trying. That was just like, oh, I just moved to this town, let me do something. So I just did it, but it was only because I had years of experience of mentors helping me and guiding me and creating the correct deal structures and making the right offers and doing due diligence that I was able to do those things. So definitely get a mentor. It's going to help you shortcut time frames. Click the link below. Don't waste any more time. You're going to get on the phone with either myself or Cody. I mean, you're going to talk to like two pros here, so we're here to help, in any way we can. But you gotta want to be helped, and you gotta click the link below. So we'll be waiting.
All right. Hope to see you on the other end of that phone, guys. So until tomorrow, peace.
Peace.